and he saw a little uptick in the kids' BMI, and he kind of pulled me aside. It was a little bit shocking and a little disorienting because I wasn't sure what to do. But I went home, and it was kind of a wake-up call, and we made some changes.
Well, some people wondering if all this focus on size sometime and weight could trigger a backlash in some overweight kids. Let's get joined now by Dr. Cynthia Bulik, a leading expert on eating disorders at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Ma'am, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. And you're probably familiar with some of the criticism that came right before she made her announcement yesterday, just about talking about a child's weight, talking about her own kid's weight in some instances. Explain to us, what's the danger there in sometimes focusing on, I guess, just the child's weight versus the child's health?
Well, I'm going to start off by saying that we need to embrace this initiative. Childhood obesity is a huge public health problem, but with any major public health intervention, you have to make sure you get the right message out so you don't have untoward effects. And I think that's what some people might be worried about. If we start focusing too much on numbers on a scale or use terms like going on a diet, that's when people are worried that we're just going to start getting kids obsessed about their weight. And that's not the direction that Mrs. Obama hopes that we go.
No, but it's very interesting, though, because, I mean, it is a delicate balance. I mean, you sort of have to talk about there being a problem, and we clearly have one. I mean, we've seen the obesity rates in children skyrocket since they started keeping records from the 70s until now. We say 1 in 3 is obese, and unless we're able to sort of have honest discussions about it, how do we solve it?
Absolutely, and I think that's what she's done for us. Every parent in this country doesn't know how to bring the topic up. She has put the topic on the table so that we can talk about it. And now what we're being able to do is this is a golden opportunity to recognize that there are dangers at both extremes. We have to worry not only about those kids who are in the upper red zone on those BMI charts, but also be really vigilant for the kids who are falling off the growth curve and might be at risk for anorexia nervosa. So we can tackle both of these problems simultaneously.
And Dr. Bulik, you're complimenting her for putting it on the table, but we know, and you certainly know, this isn't the first time there's been a major campaign, even a national campaign, to try to fight childhood obesity. So what do you see in this initial campaign? I mean, we're just kicking it off, sure, but what do you see here that has a chance for success in changing the national trends? How does it have a chance to succeed where others have failed in the past, quite frankly?
There are a couple things that I love about this, and one thing we know is that the best change happens when the whole family changes. And she's not saying let's just change our children's behavior. She's saying let's bring it into the family. Let's all make changes, because if we make changes as a family and if we make changes as a nation, then we have a chance to succeed. But it's not all up to the families, because she's looking at schools, she's looking at industry, she's looking at fashion, she's looking at the food industry. We need all of those prongs in order to tackle this huge problem.
It's also interesting, one of the things that she did was criticize the marketing of unhealthy fast food. I mean, basically saying, listen, it's not the kids' fault that they're gaining weight and getting heavy. It's just there's aggressive marketing of fast food, but also she tried to, as you said, make it more systemic. I mean, working with the companies that make fast food lunches to take some of the fat, sugar, and salt out of it. How do you sort of make it more of a lifestyle than a diet?
And that's exactly why we need her help, because we can make the changes in the families. We can give the families the tools to make changes at home. We can get the pediatricians to do BMI screening, which they need to do, but we need someone as powerful as Mrs. Obama who can really work with industry so that it's not about a number on a scale, it's not about going on a diet, it's making choices for a healthier lifestyle.
But also, man, we can talk about BMI, we can talk about doctors, we can talk about weight, we can talk about diet, we can talk about these these food manufacturers, but at the end of the day, our society has changed in such a way that has put us in a different direction of kids on the internet all day, kids not riding bikes to school anymore, kids playing the video games. We're just not active. We are a different society. So how much do we need to go in that direction? That seems almost impossible to change the direction that our society has gone.
You know, I don't think it is, and I think that's the beauty of the name of the campaign. Let's Move is what it's all about. We need to get out there. We need to get kids playing again. We all need to get more active because, you know, the screen just lures us to sit sedentary and not expend any energy, and we need to get out there and move again. Not just exercise, but physical activity in general.
Sounds like a lot of lifestyle changes, and it'll certainly be a challenge, but as you said, the First Lady is taking in the bull by the horns here, if you will, and trying to make some positive changes. Cynthia Bulik, PhD, Director of the Eating Disorders Program at UNC. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
And coming up next here on The Most News in the Morning, we're going to introduce you to a philanthropist that's doing major things to change the world. A philanthropist that is 11 years old. It is 37 minutes past the hour.
Her Majesty the Queen.
The young Victoria has now been honored with 3 Academy Award nominations. The critics rave. The young Victoria has it all. Emily Blunt is radiant. The young Victoria. Rated PG. Now playing.
With an A+ credit rating in good times and bad, Sun Life Financial should be famous. We're working on it.
So you're seriously proposing we change our name to Sun Life Valley?
Do we still get to go skiing?
Sooner or later, you'll know our name. Sun Life Financial.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick.